Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakha, Chodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to sincere Ak. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, La Bachayarium, Shal Yasha'Allah, meaning peace to the election of the nation of Israel. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Well, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who well. Shalom, wa chesed, peace and mercy, La Bachayarium, to the election of the nation of Israel, which the nation of Israel consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Lord's chosen people. Of course, if you are a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, you descend back by the way of your father to the 12 tribes of Israel. That is your true biblical nationality, and you are a Hebrew Israelite. Of course, I'm the brother of Mafpa from Great Millstone Plaintables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia, PA. Coming again with Za'amath, this truth, which we got this week article here off of Government Tech, which reads here, Government Experience. Philadelphia begins issuing residents municipal or city photo IDs. It says the city issued cards are being offered to residents who may not have easy access to state-issued identification. Several other cities have launched similar programs, including New York, Newark, New Jersey, Chicago, San Francisco, and Detroit. These are very big major cities here. Babel and Babylon, which is a place of all confusion. Because you have it here, you know, these IDs were created as a snare. Okay, you have to understand that you have an enemy, you Israelites, which are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You have an enemy, all right, who is, of course, Esau, Edom chiefly, who is the so-called white man. Of course, in the Bible, known as what? The Hebrew Edomite, all right? Red Hebrew Edomite are just Edomites, are Esau, which Esau means waste away is he. Joshua, Baha, Baryath in the Hebrew, or of course, Esau is Edom, so Adawam, Baha, Baryath in the Hebrew, which means red, because of course he lacks melanin. Okay, he's been stripped of that, and he, of course, is the devil. He's the deceiver. He is the wicked of the Bible. He is, of course, the son of perdition. And you're going to see, of course, he's bringing nothing but snares and traps and destruction to catch you Israelites. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to start off with a precept or pequod. Pequod, Baha, Baryath in the Hebrew means precept. Okay. Which I will bring out. This is the book of Psalms 140:5. It says, the proud hath hid a snare for me. All right, which a snare, I'll give you the Hebrew word. Just see, you have pach right here for a snare, right here, which it reads a snare, a bird trap, literally calamities, plots, right? Plots. Source of agent calamity. All right, you got a plot. All right, a plan. All right, you know, to catch you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, which primarily this is for a plan, a plot to catch you who are undocumented, who have trouble obtaining various of course, services, all right, bank accounts and such, because you kind of get or provide proper or acceptable identification in this pit, this system, which a plot is a plan made in secret by a group of people to do something illegal or harmful, which you have it where these things which the so-called white men are doing are harmful against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's anointed ones, all right, which is Hamashiach or Mashiach, all right, which that's anointed ones, all right, and that's only the Israelites, the true Christians, all right. So going back to the Pequod, give it a wee moment. Shaitan is in the midst trying to disturb Zadabar, this word, to come out. But, we're going to continue forth. So going on, it says the proud, which, the proud, of course, is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And you can, go easily improve that. He's a proud man. His look was more stoked than his fellows. It's easy to, prove the so-called white man, the Edomites, all right, are the proud. It says the proud have hid a snare for me. The cords, they have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Salah, pause, all right. And these are various, forms of traps for some of our people, all right, who of course so-called white man conquered this place, being America, all right, conquered the entire world, Arataza, call Arataza, all the world, and he of course put us and everyone under his subjection, all right, under his rule and such, okay. We're subordinates to him, okay. And so you gotta have all sorts of these identifications in order to operate within this society, all right. Otherwise, you gotta, of course, get other means of identification, other means to, accomplish some of your everyday tasks, which you have to do to be a functioning person in this society, okay. All right, so going further, I have another scripture. Let me see. Let me check one moment. Right. This is going to be the book of Isaiah. And this is going to be Isaiah 24:17. And it says, fear the pit and the snare. It says, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth. Of course, I believe this goes into, the nuclear destruction, which America is going to be utterly destroyed by thermonuclear missiles and such. And other places, a part of the earth is going to be cleansed by fire from these nuclear missiles. Also by, of course, the chariots of the Most High, which the so-called white man calls UFOs. They're going to, of course, bring a refreshment to this earth, but America is going to be completely destroyed. The fear of the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. All right. There's all sorts and matters of these snares, but of course, we as the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had Nabayayim. All right, the prophets, Nabayah is a prophet. All right, which just means to say before. All right, we're also known as seers. All right, Ra'ah. All right, or to look or see, because we have the vision given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, be able to let you know of the coming danger that's coming to America and all parts of the earth, and all the different snares and traps which the so-called white man sets for our people. All right, which this is just a snare and a trap to catch those that are near here in their system legally. Okay. So it says here, I'm just going to go into the article. It says Philadelphia plans on Thursday to begin offering residents its new Khadash Photo ID card, all right, our identification card, called the PHL or Phila City ID, an option meant to help Philadelphians who, due to citizen status, right? This is be, whether you overstayed your time and you're staying, in the United States illegally. You have it where Philadelphia is what is called a sanctuary city. All right, which I may just quickly go into that term. All right, so you have certain places, all right, certain cities within the United States are sanctuary cities. All right, so as you see, sanctuary cities. You got here even just this is a broad term, sanctuary city. A sanctuary city refers to municipal jurisdiction, typically in North America and Western Europe, that limit cooperation by the national governments in effort to enforce immigration law. All right, which you're dealing with the movement of people. All right, people from other nations and such. All right, which you have it here in the in Babylon. Okay, you have all these unrighteous decrees. You have it where this land was taken over by Edomites. Okay, who conquered the Aboriginals. All right, you have it where so-called Latin tribes, so-called Native Americans. Okay, tribes of God. All right, you have so-called Seminole Indians and such. You got the islands and such. All right, so-called white man came, of course, and took all these various places. All right, but primarily speaking of the United States, or even Issachar, all right, so-called Mexicans and such. I mean, you have it where parts of United States were originally, of course, occupied by so-called Latin tribes and such, just going into it. And you have the so-called white man, new, since he's ruling, since the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which they are the wicked. The people that, the wicked bearing rule, it's just, you have it where a bunch of confusion, where people that already had this land is now called theirs anymore. And they are considered or deemed as immigrants, which these damn devils came over as what? Pilgrims and settlers, pioneers and such, colonists and such. All right. And of course you had where God helped them and such. And then they took the land and such. But we're immigrants and all this, and it's all a bunch of rubbish and shite and just mince. All right. So going on, it says, let me see. I'm gonna start at another scripture, which actually I'm gonna because I'm never going to make this too long and drawn out. It says Philadelphians will be able to use these identification cards, photo identification cards, to sign into schools, city buildings, access recreation centers, city programs, and city services, and provide ID to law enforcement officials within city limits. Residents cannot use this card to travel. You need, of course, a driver's license or enter into a federal building. It says, as in other cities, Philadelphia officials are trained to persuade businesses, banks, and arts and culture institutions to accept the cards as a proof of identity and offer discounts through the ID. That's to be a point of incentive and such. All right, to get you to first for a HUD or one for you to get these cards, and for also these to build up acceptance. Okay, they'll offer these things, these incentives, just to get y'all on board. It says cities add perks to encourage all residents to get IDs in an effort to remove stigma. All right, so they want all residents, okay, which you have it where people who are here so-called illegally, all right, are legally, right, and they're naturalized, or you have it where they're permanent residents, etc., born here, whatever, etc., they of course are encouraged, as Philadelphia residents, to get this card, even though they have a state issue identification card, all right, driver license and such, so that this will remove a stigma, because the stigma which is going to be is that this card is going to be just for illegals and such, all right. Stigma, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person, all right. And you have it where, they look of us, all right. We're going to get right into it. This is, I'm going to just start here at the book of Psalms, 44th chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, though thee will push down our enemies, through thy name will we tread them under that rise against us. And this is going to come, our enemies are going to be under our foot. All right, they're gonna get trodden down. This is in the future. Slovakia, because this just went to the next page. Continue further. It says, for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword Harab, save me. We trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not in carnal weapons. Our weapons are our warfare, not carnal. All right, but mighty do pulling down strongholds. It says, but thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. It says, in the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we boast all the day long and praise thy name forever. Salah. It says, but thou hast cast off and put us to shame, and goest not forth with our armies. We put to shame, which I'm going to go down to verse 13. It says, thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. All right. It says, thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the heat among the people. Right, and you have it where these are curses, which you go into the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, which you'll read about this, these various bywords which are placed upon us, niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. All right, and, he's particularly going into the northern kingdom, the so-called Latino tribes and such, giving these bywords and such were nothing but a taunt, all right, onto us, calling us by not our biblical nationality, calling us these Mexicans, wetbacks, and all this other shite, all right? Dominicans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, etc., 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 right? So you have it. We are a reproach to our neighbors, all right? A scorn and derision to them that are round about us. Well, who's round about us? We got nothing but these fucking heathen ruling above us and such, all right? Which they're nothing, they're quoting as nothing, all right? Let's go back now to, just so you can see this photo ID, right? You can see a little bit of it here. You got this mayor here, so Jim Kenney, or Mayor Kenney, former city councilman. He's pushing it. Philadelphia issuing ID cards to residents over 13 and over. Right, it says City of Beverly Love will start offering identification cards to residents who may have difficulty to get a Pennsylvania ID card. Homeless people and those in the country illegally, and teens can apply for the cards. It says this card creates more welcoming Philadelphia, embrace everyone who lives here. It says it is especially beneficial for those who have a hard time of obtaining other forms of identification, of cost barriers, due to poverty and they having money, kasapium, money, silver. And the city says on its website, it says they can be used